I was coming. Okay, y'all know, whatever. Whatever. We're not about to have this conversation. We're not about to do it. Oh my god, I love y'all. Hi. Welcome back to the your boy SeanDavieWay. Y'all see what the title. Y'all know what we're about to get into. We're about to get into part three of Life After Kenneka Jenkins. Now, I do want to let y'all know that I've been getting a lot of messages about this. A lot of people are happy about what I've done so far. A lot of people are not. But here's the thing. I didn't do this about the investigation or anything that's going around what happened to her. This isn't what this is about. It was never about that. Everything about it was life after. Everything that I've shown has been after, she passed away. Not during, not the situation that caused it, more so of the stories that are, being said after. There's a lot of updates that, like a lot of people, don't know, within these people's lives, how it impacted them, and how they still feel about it to this day, type of situation. It has nothing to do with me trying to figure out who did something to her or how people feel, because a lot of people feel that way. Like, oh, well, we need to find out what happened to her. That's not what this is about. So, from what I gathered, I have to go with the facts. I have to go with the things that are out there, because there's a lot of things that I said, like I said before, people like don't know. And I'm not talking about don't know is as if something that could have happened to her. I'm talking about don't know and how the people that actually lost her have been impacted by it, and how we, making all these conspiracies and saying all these things, and what we think, and we know something happened to her and she couldn't have did this and she couldn't have did that. That's not helping those people. Like, how are they going to ever get any closure, especially if nothing has been done? So for someone to say, that didn't happen, she didn't walk in there, things like that, that is literally like what I'm sure her mom says in her mind every single day. I'm sure it's what her sister says. I'm sure it's what her cousin says. I'm sure it's what her best friend Bree says. I think, but they are entitled to it because Kenneka was a direct effect and had a direct impact in their life. We didn't know her. So when you're going around making it seem as if you did, that's the crazy part. Having an opinion is fine. But when you're trying to push a narrative to where people need to do their research because you just don't know what happened to her. No, you just don't know what happened to her. According to what we know, who knows? Pretty much is where we're at with it. But for what we have proof of, it more so looked like a horrible accident. Freak accidents happen all the time. So I mean, the movie Final Destination is literally freak accidents happen the entire movie that are lifelike, that are experiences that some people have actually known people to have, so it's, no different. Or, something else could have happened, but the or we don't have. We know we saw her walk back there, and we know she never walked back out. That's what we know. We don't know anything else. So, and if we did, trust me, that's why I say read Rosemont's files. There are plenty of things that were sent in that made people think otherwise. Because the police couldn't even explain it, besides the fact of what we see. She walked in that cooler, or that freezer cooler, or whatever you want to call it. That's where we are. So if there's anything else that has been implemented to where somebody else feels like that is not factual, you have to bring facts when you do that. You can go pull and peel and listen and edit and, copy and paste, things and put it together to make it seem like it's anything other than. I mean, think about back in the day when it actually started. If you actually paid attention to the case, they even had it to where they said it was a man in the kitchen with a red shirt on, a black dude. Like, I mean, it was just so many things because of people taking images and putting what they think. It went from people doing videos that say that they blurred the person out to where you can see with the motion sensor that somebody was walking on the side of her, guiding her. Like, I mean, it was all type of stuff being said. So it's just like, you can't make it seem like, so what people don't realize is if you have a theory or if you have a conspiracy of something else that happened, if I believe yours, then I have to believe everybody else's, and you ain't the only fucking person with one. It doesn't matter if you were born in Chicago. It doesn't matter if you live in Chicago. It doesn't matter if you was raised up next door to her, down the street from her. Your family knew 2, 3 people in her family. They go to church together. He was the deacon. That doesn't matter. None of that matters when you don't have facts. It has to be facts. It has to be something we can actually go with. So if I believe what you think, then I have to believe what everybody else is saying too. This side saying it's gang related. This side saying it's organ harvesting. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I say I don't go with the conspiracies. I'm going with the facts that we have. So if you just so happen to be living in Chicago, and then people got all these narratives and things that they pushing in Chicago, and you just so happen to heard it, it doesn't make it true because you have no facts. It's just something you heard. So if I believe what you say, I have to believe what the other 560,000 channels said too, because you're not the only one. So I have to believe them too, if I'm going to be open into thinking the way you think. I got to be open for everybody else too. So now that causes a bunch of confusion. Because if you're taking a video and saying you're pivoting off of this video, now I got to go watch that video. And then that video is pivoting off somebody. Now I got to go watch that video. Then they had 2 of these people. So now I got to go watch both of them. So it's like, now my mind's everywhere. To where I don't even remember the first fucking part of the story that y'all didn't say it, because y'all done send me to so many goddamn different people with opinions. No facts. No facts. Anything updated onto YouTube, like literally can be modified and changed. Like literally. So if you're placing a picture of, I can modify that picture before I put it up. So you're not about to send me to a channel of somebody that's saying, look, that was definitely a person. Okay, send this to the police department. Why is this just on YouTube? Let me find out you want no justice for Kenneka. Because, like, what's that? This doesn't make any sense. So don't direct it towards me unless it's factual. Because I'm going to get into the right hands. I'm going to turn the shit over and I'm going to walk away. Because I'm not the police. So it's just like, that's weird. So it's weird. You know, people, well, I was in that area. Were you with her when she walked in that freezer? Were you on the other side? No. So then you don't know what happened. You just have an assumption just like anybody else. This is definitely a cold case. You just never know type of case. Like you never know. Okay. Now let's get into Teresa Martin. Oh my gosh. Hi everybody, welcome. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, so Teresa Martin, Kenneka Jenkins' mother, 5 facts you need to know. So her mother, the mother of a 19-year-old Chicago girl, is speaking out against police after her daughter was found dead inside of the walk-in freezer at a hotel. Kenneka Jenkins was found unresponsive by hotel staff hours after she was reported missing by her sister. Police say Jenkins was attending a hotel party and was intoxicated when she was found when she found her way into a freezer and died. An autopsy performed after her death determined the cause and the matter came up inconclusive pending further investigation, the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office said. A spokesperson said the final results likely wouldn't be available for several weeks. In the meantime, Rosemont police classified Jenkins. Now y'all know she was, they said this is just an article. Like, okay, while this was going down, we know that they said it was hypothermia, yeah. Okay. In the meantime, Rosemont police classified Jenkins' death as non-criminal incident and the investigation continues. Police have said there is no obvious evidence to conclude that foul play was a factor, but Jenkins' mother, Teresa Martin, has remained adamant that foul play was indeed involved in her daughter's tragic death. Here's what you need to know. 1. Jenkins was found after splitting up with friends at a hotel. Jenkins was found inside a walk-in freezer in the basement of the Crown Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel and Conference Center in Rosemont at 12:48 p.m. On September 10th, the Chicago Tribune reported. The hotel is located about 30 minutes northwest of Chicago. Police said they found Kenneka inside the freezer and attempted to resuscitate her, but to no avail. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Authorities say that the freezer was indeed on and cold, but it wasn't being used to store food at the time. The last time Jenkins was heard from by anyone was 1:30 a.m. A Saturday text message sent to her sister. Um, Martin Martin found out about her daughter's death via phone call from one of her friends who was at the hotel party. Community activist Andrew Holmes told the Chicago Times that friend contacted Martin around 4 a.m., telling her they were unable to find her. Martin arrived at the hotel about 1 hour later and filed a police report. The last place Jenkins was seen was on the ninth floor of the hotel at the party. Police have maintained that Jenkins was intoxicated and let herself into the freezer. Two, Martin says her daughter was murdered and has been critical of police. Okay. Since Jenkins' death, Martin has spoke out saying she thinks she was murdered. She said the last time she saw her daughter was at 11:30 p.m. on September 8th when she left their home with a group of friends. According to Martin, Jenkins was going to celebrate a new position at a nursing home. That was the last time she'd see her daughter alive. I'm horrified, Martin said to reporters September 10th. It's something that no one could ever imagine. It's unbelievable. During an interview with the Chicago Tribune, Martin went off on the Rosemont Police Department handling of Jenkins' death. She said the authorities wouldn't let her see the body until a few hours later, and initially refused to give her their badge numbers. After they declared she was dead, I started asking, "Can I see my baby?" What? Okay, my baby body. That's what it says. And they first denied me, Martin said. And I asked them for the detective name and sergeant name. When I asked for the sergeant name and his badge number, he said, I gotta talk to the morgue. I said, can I see how my baby was lying down there and how she died? And they wouldn't let me see my baby. They told me she was dead around 1 a.m., but they didn't let me see her body until 4 hours later. We were forbidden to come back to the hotel, Martin said. So we're out there begging for help, and the police department couldn't even help us. And they found my baby dead, and they couldn't even help us. Them bastards. This is when she's doing this interview right here, and when she started to cry, which is super sad. It literally mortifying. Like, I had to turn. I was so fucking sad. Like, I was literally like, tears was already in my fucking eyes. I'm just like, this poor fucking woman. Like, I was just like, oh my God, I literally can imagine. So, three, police said they show Martin the surveillance video. So on September 14th, Rosemont Police spokesman Gary Max said that Martin would be shown surveillance footage from the night of that her daughter died inside the freezer. According to the police, the video shows Jenkins appearing intoxicated near a hotel desk, eventually opening the freezer door herself and walking into it alone. We want to be as understanding as we can with the family, particularly the mother, Max said to the Chicago Sun-Times. Holmes told the Chicago Tribune that he was shown the video by detectives, and it shows Jenkins waiting in the lobby. At one point, Jenkins takes an elevator to the lower level where she wanders and opens doors in an apparently disoriented manner, he claims. Jenkins then opens the two doors to the freezer in the kitchen area, and they close behind her. It was an accident waiting to happen, he said. Investigators reportedly still in the process of combining over 30 hours of surveillance footage collected from the 47 cameras inside the hotel, they said in a statement. Okay, so I'm just bringing y'all up to where she's at, and then we're going to move on from this. So it says, Martin family and members have led protests outside of the hotel. In the days that have followed Jenkins' death investigation, Martin and other family members have led the community in various protests. Groups of people gathered outside of the hotel holding signs and criticizing authorities for their handling of the death investigation. On September 13th, Martin and the community activists expressed their frustration with the pace of the investigation. Justice for Kenneka was of the many things Chan said at the protest. Participants also yelled at the hotel guests and encouraged them to boycott the location. Are you really comfortable giving your money when a 19-year-old was found dead in the freezer? One woman said to a passing guest, according to the Chicago Tribune. Police were on the scene guarding several entrances and stopped people from entering the building. Okay. And number 5, Martin says there's no way her daughter could open up the door by herself. Okay. Martin, who works at a cafeteria on and lives on Chicago West Side, says she uses similar double deep freezers at her job and claims there's no possible way her daughter could open the doors by herself. I know in the deep freezer, wait, I know in, okay, that's what it says. I know in the deep freezer at my job, you have to have some strength to yank doors open, she said. Now, mind you, they said she could barely hold herself up, let alone open the door. And the police department said freak accidents like that do happen. Martin continued that if Jenkins was as intoxicated as the police said she was, finding her way into a freezer is impossible. It takes strength to open the doors, she said on September 11th. So if she could barely hold herself up, she needed the wall to support her. How did she find the strength to unlock the double doors? Okay. So when this first happened, with all the stuff going on, all of the rumors, she was even convinced herself, hey, something happened to her. So let's get into it. Like, let's do it. So I like Teresa Martin. I think that it's sad. It's just like how do you handle this type of situation? When people were saying that even this mother herself had to be involved, and because there were certain things, I believe in this case the police wanted Kenneka's phone. And they wanted her phone, so because there was all these rumors going around and speculation that, there was other things happening, this was gang related, this was that. So when all of that was going on, the police requested to have Kenneka's phone, and Teresa said no. So it was really confusing, when she said no, because it's just like, well, if you really think, something happened, that maybe she knew something or had an inkling or a feeling, a bad feeling, then, let us get her phone, and we will look through the text messages and, all the information through it. And, we'll see, if something was going on, if somebody was targeting her, or something in that nature, she had an enemy or she had a stalker, or something like that, so it's just like, give us the phone. And she said no, which she had the right. That she had the right. So she went on Dr. Oz, and I believe she went with her daughter as well. And they went on to a big radio station in Chicago. I forget the name right now. I don't know if it was WGCI. It may have been, but she went on a radio station there in Chicago to talk about the case and to how she feel like, there's certain things going on. A lot of stuff isn't sitting right. Basically, she just feels like something happened to her. She also goes on Dr. Oz, and she says the same thing on there. And then it started to make it seem to some people, it started to rub people the wrong way, and make them seem as if she was trying to gain some type of fame off of her daughter's death, which is disgusting for people to even insinuate when this is a woman that felt powerless. So she was doing everything in her power to make it so that she could get as much help as she could if something truly happened to her daughter, so because that's how I looked at it. Like she felt like the police department wasn't helping. She felt like the police department, didn't, care. So she was just like, let me get out on a bigger, spectrum of bigger platforms and, make my voice as loud as I can make it, so I thought that's what she was doing, but other people didn't take it that way. Other people was just like, oh no, she clout chasing, she this, she that, which I found crazy, for people to be saying, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. So just to add insult to injury, things start to get a little worse, there was Jedediah, which we're going to get into why he plays a role in this at all. He is an activist that was a big protester and a big advocate for Kenneka Jenkins and everything that happened to her when she passed away. So he was, really big in everything that was going on. But before we get into that, let's get into the protest over Kenneka Jenkins. Mother accuses organizers of profiting off of her daughter's death. Okay. Now, Kenneka Jenkins' mother has called out various organizers for taking financial advantage of the situation surrounding her daughter's death. On Sunday night, Teresa Martin, Jenkins' mother, took to Facebook to post a video criticizing organizers for collecting money from people as part of the protest surrounding her daughter's still unexplained death at Crown Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel. So this is a quote from Teresa. I found out 2 days ago that there were funds collected for protest. I thought people were doing it out of the kindness of their heart, but I guess everybody has an agenda, Martin said. You know what? This protest is over. So I'm ending all y'all's agendas that's not righteous towards my child. Now, what people don't realize is one of the main reasons that Teresa was doing this, ending the protest, is because people were starting to blame this on her. People were starting to say, like, look, we donated a decent amount of money, girl. What's going on? Like, what's happening? Where is this money going to? Because now this is starting to look fishy. So, and Teresa had no knowledge of a lot of the people that were gaining, money off of it. And allegedly Jedediah Brown being one of those people. So here, Philip, we're going to get into that. So let's continue with this article. However, protest organizers have said they were not profiting off of Jenkins' death, but instead raising funds for protesters who were arrested. As CBS Chicago reports, Jedediah Brown, a Chicago activist who spearheaded the protest, said the money in question was part of a freedom fund. Donations to that fund were put towards food, transportation, and legal fees for protesters who were arrested. That fund, Brown said, was separate from the donations Martin was created with her blessing. So he's saying that we had a fund that was set aside for the people that got arrested to bond them out, and also to have food and water and all that stuff while we're sitting out there, these long nights and things of that nature, not leaving, pretty much sitting here, time after time, and so this is what this fund is for. So Teresa is saying that she had no knowledge of it, and Jedediah is saying that she did. But what I was confused was, it's like, okay, Jedediah, if you are taking this money, who have you bond out? Where is where the receipts? Because you get receipts for all of that shit. So I'm like, okay, because we can end this real quick. Just put the receipts down. Show the receipts that say bread, water, peanut butter, jelly, and the people you bonded out. I'm like, this is real simple. We could kill this real fast. This don't even have to be nothing big. Like, obviously he couldn't necessarily produce those receipts, and we're going to get into that and why I think he could not. So Brown contends that, and I'm gonna read that again so y'all can see what it said. Donations to that fund were put towards food, transportation, and legal fees for protesters who were arrested. That fund, Brown said, Jedediah said, was separate from the donations Martin, and he said were separate from the donations to Martin, and was created with her blessing. So saying that she knew. Okay. Brown contends that some members of his own family have misled Martin into thinking the protesters were pocketing the money, because that's what the fuck it seemed like. Because she knew not she knew nothing really of it. So if people are looking for money or looking to get bonded out and shit, and they reaching out to her like, Miss Martin, we got arrested for your daughter. We was protesting. Hello, like, bond us out, girl. Teresa, bond us out. And she like, what? Who? So then this is when this comes into play. So just over 6,000 was raised, about 2,000 remaining Monday night. The rest of the money, he said, will continue to go towards the legal fees and transportation for protesters who came from out of town. Although Martin did not name any of the protest organizations directly, Brown believed he was one of the ones being accused by Martin of profiting off of the situation. Jenkins' mother, who was also announced a public funeral for her daughter. The funeral will be held Saturday at the House of Hope in Chicago. So, yeah, she said, look, this nigga line. And let's get into, because she did not say any names. That's one thing I will say. In this live, she didn't say any names. Okay? A hit dog will holler, and let me show you. A hit dog hollering. This is Jedediah talking about the situation.
So, how hard we went for this case, and people began to get inspired. And it is insane that I say in confidence that if we did not work as hard as we worked, and if we didn't give it all that we gave it, Kenneka would have never got the kind of support that she got. And why would I say that and it's be so brazen and bold? Because I have seen tragedy after tragedy, even more heinous than this one, where there were babies involved and people never got together like we did for Kenneka. We utilized our Facebook pages. We people saw the sacrifice, and then I'll say this because unfortunately we've had to give receipts. So many people have expressed to us that they would have never gotten involved if they didn't see how hard we worked, if they were not inspired, if they didn't see what we had gone through, and they wanted to help out. When people started offering until they saw how hard we went for this case, and people began to get inspired. And it is in saying that I say in confidence that if we did not work as hard as we worked.
First of all, it didn't have nothing to do with you, bitch, because you just one person. You're just one person. So you try to Jedediah. Like, don't get me wrong, great thing that you did, but you don't need to be trying to throw that back in nobody's face to making it seem like if not for us, she wouldn't even got all this support. Because that's basically like what you're saying. So it's like, did you do it out of the kindness of your heart or did you not? You're clearly defensive because you know that Teresa is low-key talking about your ass and not just you, other people too, because there was other people that was putting GoFundMe's, Justice fucking Kenneka Jenkins, and them bitches just keeping that money. They weren't donating it. They weren't doing nothing with it. They weren't helping the community. They weren't doing nothing to try to help the investigation or anything. So it was a lot of people that was doing that. So with Jedediah, he was trying to make it seem as if that this was what he was doing. So if you are doing it, then if she came forward, if I know everything I'm doing is for the cause of Kenneka, and everything that I'm doing is, for a better, to help people. If somebody comes forward and says that somebody is doing what I'm doing, but doing it in a negative way, I'm not even going to say anything because I know she's not talking about me. Girl, you ain't talking. I know you're not talking to me. Like, I know she's not talking to me because that's not me. That's not what I'm doing. But if I feel like I am doing it, or I feel like she may be talking about me, I'm going to say something for just in case you're talking about me. That's really not what I'm doing. Then why even say anything? Because she never put a name on it. She never put a name on it. And she was talking about multiple people. Obviously, you were one of them. But I mean, she never put an address. But you did. You hurry up, come put an address on it. If not for me, Kenneka, when I got all the support, like you knew Kenneka. Like you know her family, you don't. Like you know her friends, you don't. Cut it out. Just as much as you helped Kenneka, she helped you too. She helped you too. She gave you all type of clout. You using Kenneka name got you all type of spotlight, bitch. Jedediah. Yeah, using that girl name got you all type of press. Full free motherfucker promotion. Whenever you get through. Whenever you get done. Don't try to, and then like you didn't, anything you did, thanks, but you didn't have to. It wasn't forced. So don't come forward and try to make it seem like if anybody's supposed to be getting profits or donations or anything like that, it should be me, the pioneer. The pioneer of what? That's her daughter, not yours. How you going harder than the parent? Teresa's focus was not money. Her focus was figuring out what the fuck happened to her kid. Your focus was money. Let me make sure I get as many donations as possible so we can bail people out. Why is that the first fucking thing you think of? What if nobody go to jail? How about try to keep it as peaceful as possible? How about anybody you think gonna get arrested? You get rid of that, you put them to the back. Keep all the peaceful people in the front. How about do something like that? How about get some of the people that's out there to help, get some of them to help, bounce a bodyguard a little bit. You see some people getting a little rowdy, go over there and talk to them real quick, try to bring them, pull them back, have a conversation with them real quick so they can calm down. Not everything has to get violent. So why is instantly your mind goes to, let's see how much money we can collect. Okay. That was a protest, not a church. We didn't need an offering plate, Jedediah. Yeah, we didn't need one, but you tried it. So if anybody was going to be doing anything like that, it should have been her mother. Ugh. I had her blessing. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, because she would have excluded you. She didn't exclude anybody. Ho. Yeah, I don't like him. Bad vibes. But moving right along from this alleged criminal. So let's get into Teresa.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Keegan,
But we'll
and
get into that one next.
Kenneka was not.
This is her last year, and she was doing a live. Um, I want y'all to pay attention to a lot of stuff that she says because she's talking to a lot of these motherfuckers that are, conspirators and things of that nature. So we're gonna listen to the whole thing. It's not that long. I want her to be heard, and then we're gonna move on into the lawsuit against Crown Plaza.
Not new to no hotel privilege. Ever since Lenore was 5 years old, well, I say 6, I did my kids' hotel parties or motel parties because I knew it wasn't no gun violence. Hell yeah, the hood is messed up. I'm not in denial of that. But when I came to see P and I asked them for help, and not only that, when I asked what happened to my child when I received that phone call at 4:34 in the morning, and at 4:30 in the morning, I heard a story, and then I heard a person respond say, "No, fuck that shit, I'm ready to go." And you a friend? You said, "No, fuck that shit." When I asked y'all, please wait on my baby. But
When she said the friend that said, fuck that shit, I'm ready to go now. If y'all paid attention to the video that we watched of Irene yesterday, Irene said the same thing. Irene said that when it was time for to go back in the hotel and look for her, Monifa said, fuck that shit, I'm ready to go. She just said the same thing. So that's why I said, Monifa, this bitch can be nowhere near my motherfucking baby funeral. The fuck, that's the devil in weave. She said, fuck that shit, I'm ready to go. That is what she's talking about right here. This was last year. So this woman is still every single day. It's a battle every single day.
Oh, fuck that shit when I ask y'all, please. And you a friend? You said, "No, fuck that shit when I ask y'all, please wait on my baby." But when I saw that you was ruly, and I saw that if you keep coming on, if they bring up charges against us, my color, if they bring up charges and say you did this, you did that, when I'm hearing you say this ruly outburst, well, of course, I'm trying to keep peace because it ain't your daughter. It was my daughter that was missing. It was my daughter that I didn't know until 4:34 in the morning that she was missing. And when the person called me, they told me, "Mom, they mad at me because they didn't want me to call you and tell you that your daughter was missing." And then when I asked them, "What? You didn't tell me now, Tab, that my daughter, y'all had her fine. They mad at me because they didn't want me to call you and tell you that your daughter was missing."
Now she's talking about Bree. Bree was saying they're mad at me because I wanted to call you and let you know what's going on. So now they are mad at me. Like that. This is why. This is what's going on. That's why I say Bree is a real friend.
And then when I asked them, "What? You didn't tell me now, Tab, that my daughter, y'all had her phone. But when I told y'all, please don't leave my baby." And when I heard a bastard say, "No, fuck that shit, I'm ready to go," why, of course, I knew we had our heads in the lion's mouth. And the only way we could get it out is if we ease it out. So I knew y'all was out there doing whatever y'all was doing. So the only reason why I asked y'all, just calm down, be patient. My biggest purpose was to find my daughter. And I told y'all before I dropped y'all off, please, this is no time to be lying. Tell me the truth, please. And y'all told me nothing. I say, because every minute count when it comes to saving a life. And y'all told me nothing. So I went out there because I heard a person say, "No, fuck that shit. I'm tired. I'm ready to go home." That person know who they is. The same person that left my house September the 8th. The same person left my house with Kenneka September the 8th. You was
Let me pull up. Let me pull up. Who you talking to? Who you talking to? Who you talking to, Teresa? Who you talking to, girl?
Person know who they is. The same nothing. So I went out there because I heard a person say, "Nah, fuck that shit. I'm tired. I'm ready to go home." That person know who they is. The same person left my house September the 8th. The same person left my house with Kenneka September the 8th. You was the very one that told me. Said, no, you didn't. You said it in the open because I didn't know this person had me on speaker. But you heard me say, "Please don't leave my child." So I knew if you would be rally, police shoot you in the fucking head for not doing nothing, for you knowing your rights. I have been a victim of a police assassinating my character. 1997, the police, April the 4th, the police beat me and my baby sister up. Because guess what? I asked them what was they jumping on my sister for. And guess what? She got on her radio station and said, "I have 2 black bitches that's resisting arrest." I never once resisted arrest because I always knew the police is always right. Especially when you got skin color like mine. And guess what? They didn't even come to court for me. They tried to go to court for her because they knew the juvenile system was going to agree with whatever they agreed with. But through it all, we're going to skip that. Through it all, like I told y'all before, every minute counts when it's saving a life. If y'all didn't tell the truth then, y'all said I threatened y'all lives. Guess what? I would not do that. Because through it all, I'm going to sacrifice that loss. It hurt me like hell that my baby ain't here. She was my greatest supporter. It hurt me like hell to see y'all peoples, especially black peoples, when I tried to unite with us kind. No disrespect to no other kind, but trust and believe. In order for us black...
She talking about Jedediah right here. She's talking about Jedediah.
People to work within ourselves, we got to correct within us. And it's sick and it's sad. Because the first opportunity y'all able to be bought out. Trust and believe. I didn't have no forms of finance. My so-called job, I was good enough for them to put me as a demonstration of a welcome character, how a good employee is supposed to be. But I wasn't good enough for them even to pay for my insurance that I had through them. So the only reason that time when I did what I did, I only did what I did that one time because I needed help. But I see that the backlash of these people. At my own apartment that I had, they wrote Nazi signs over my building. They left flyers on my doorstep. Not only that, I saw that tall man. I got his name. I saw his face. Oh, trust me, I know. But they ain't my focus. My focus before I allow the devil to get him to interfere. I need the devil to know you ain't my focus. How long people say, "Oh, I had something to do with it"? How? But you can think what you want to think.
Like you hear that? She hears what these people say. So when these people, these YouTubers and all of these other people are going around saying this shit, this woman hears this shit. How the fuck you gonna say this woman has something to do with her? Are you kidding me? And it be your own fucking people running around doing this bullshit. Look at the hurt, the pain. This is from last year, and I have a video from this year too. The hurt, the pain in this woman's voice. Y'all got the audacity to say I had some. Wow.
Because through it all, after Jesus showed all the signs, guess what? They still crucified him. So y'all could do what y'all want to do. I gave y'all the opportunity. Because my baby was already dead. I gave y'all folks the opportunity to look out for y'all-selves. Like in y'all good days, when y'all think y'all in a decent neighborhood or with cameras, footage or whatever. When I tell y'all that it was a camera over that freezer, and it was a camera, I'm not gonna lie and say I went on the 9th floor, because the friend told me they couldn't remember what floor she was on. I've been quiet long enough. After this, I'm gonna let peace be still. So y'all take it whatever y'all want to. Y'all YouTubers, y'all thinking of me, but let me tell y'all something. For the ones that doing the cloud chasing, I pray to God. Now, not all, but some. And the ones that's doing it for loyalty, I love y'all. It ain't about color.
I love you too, girl. I love you too, girl. See, this is what I'm talking about. There's plenty of YouTubers that are putting all type of conspiracies together. Ones that put conspiracies to make it seem like this woman was involved, or just a conspiracy within itself. Now, she has believed certain things, but still at the same time, it's hard. Especially when you're trying to come to terms with something, and then every time you look up, you got 50 new videos of them telling you what happened to your daughter. Do you got another 100 videos of them saying that you were involved? Do you got another 100 videos of saying her organs was gone? Do you got another 100? It's just like, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. That's why I'm doing life after. I'm not doing it for clout. I'm not about to sit here and make it seem like I know what happened to Kenneka, because I do not. I do not. And look at what this has done to her, to her mother. It's crazy how people just don't consider other people. This ain't no celebrity. This isn't somebody that's used to this type of stuff. And this happened 3 years ago.
But think for yourself, if you ain't got no kids, if it could be your daughter, your son, or whoever. The Bible say, watch as well as pray. I've been quiet long enough. But guess what? Through it all, they may take me, but they ain't gonna take my silence. Through it all, I still trust God. And if they take me, let me tell y'all something. God is awesome. Can't touch him. He been here before you. And I'm not trying to force this belief on you, but one thing I know for sure, he got us. Do not lose faith. And do not lose faith. I dropped on my knees because I couldn't understand this. I said, God, this right here is too heavy for me to carry. I need you. And when I got back up off my knees, only thing I could hear Spirit say is focus, time, focus, time. I made that lie to prove that I was not rebellious of what the police already told me before autopsy. They said, oh, she just stumbled into freak accidents like this happened. I was concepted or whatever they could have shown me, but you can say whatever out your mouth. You can say whatever out your mouth. But when after they showed me the body, and after I saw the body, and then I'm like, okay, can I see the freezer? And when I saw the freezer, Lord said, Mom, they go to camera. And I saw the camera with them lights going. Oh, I asked them, did they see the footage? And they told me, they said, oh no, we got to look into that. Then when they close the argument, they tell me they didn't see there was no camera. Let me correct that. There was no camera, and they did not take fingerprints. When y'all say what y'all got to say, judge. But let me tell y'all this. Those who have not seen, cast the first stone. And let me tell y'all this. Lord forbid, I'm going to pray mercy on your souls from here on today. Be careful what you do to a child of God. The Bible says, touch not my anointed ones. Kenneka was the anointed ones. And he said, do my prophets no harm. Y'all doing me harm. So it's warning before destruction. Be careful what y'all do. And I speak that in the mighty name of Jesus. I love y'all. Peace out. Now take that how y'all want to. Only wise will learn, but a fool would never. So you fools out there, no disrespect, but the truth is the light. Take it how y'all want to. But know this before I go. If you decide, or the next person decide, I've had several people tell me they lost sleep. Do you know how much the fuck I lost? My baby girl, your kid's still here. And if your mama, I pray to God have mercy on your soul. Or if your daddy, I pray to God have mercy on your soul. Because you bastards, I pray you never experience what I got to go through. When you know that your baby could have possibly been saved. Because your skin color, I was too dark for them people to help me. I try to keep peace, but peace got to keep me. I pray for you. I forgive y'all. But I'd be wrong if I don't tell y'all. Y'all hurt my soul. So keep doing what you're doing. Because guess what? Can't nothing hurt me more than the death of my baby. So judge what you want to. But before you cast this stone, you better be careful. Now I'm telling you this. When shit start happening to you, left and right, all across the border, it's wonderful for description. Peace.
I just wanted that to resonate with the YouTubers and the people that be wanting me to pull up the conspiracies, and all of that. Because, like she said, she was open to believing, you know, since nothing else could come of it, that her daughter accidentally walked in that freezer, you know. And then when people say, I'm gonna assume this was an accident. I'm gonna assume this was an accident. I'm gonna assume that. I'm just going to assume that because this is not the time or the place. This is not the time or the place. I'm gonna assume that was an accident. So, hair flip. But I think that she was to the point to where she was, recollecting and was going to get to the point to where she believed, Kenneka walked in that freezer. So when people say, "Oh, well, there was a camera in there and it wasn't on," there was nothing inside of it. One, the freezer that was on wasn't even supposed to be on, so there was no reason for the camera inside of there to be on, because what is it watching? There's nothing in here. This kitchen isn't being used. The cameras from the outside are motion censored. So the reason why the camera recorded Kenneka is because she was walking past all of the zones that makes the camera start recording. And those are the outer cameras. So the cameras inside of the freezer, they would be on if there was food in there, but there's nothing in here. So there was no reason for them to be on, which just made it that much harder. Because it's like, if they were using food and they did have food in there, then I feel like the cameras would have been on. Then maybe we would have been able to see. But they had no reason for them to be on. So, it was just like her getting to another dead end, when that certain information that got to her. So she's just like letting people know. And then on top of that, all of this crazy things and the things that people say on the internet, it really hurts her. It really bothers her. She don't jump online and stuff. She tries to stay out of the spotlight, but still at the same time, it still bothers her. It takes a toll on her. There's like, people will hit me up and tell me that I've lost sleep over your daughter. It's like, bitch, imagine what the fuck I lost. You may be trying to be sensitive and have sympathy and empathize for what, but you can't. Like, like, bitch, you got nerve. You sure got your nerve. You got to keep that to yourself. Go write that on a post. Tag me in it. Do something like that. But don't personally say to me that you don't lost sleep over something that I'm literally constantly dealing with every second, every hour on the damn near hour. So it's just, I just find that a little crazy. We're going to get into a current video of her from 2020 quick. And we're going to get into this really quick. This is the lawsuit that she has against the Crown Plaza Hotel. And what a lot of people don't realize that want justice for Kenneka, you're actually, and that people want her mom to win this lawsuit, you're actually not helping. Okay. By making it seem as if there was a conspiracy behind the fact that maybe Kenneka could have been murdered. The reason why her mom is suing is due technically accidental death, due the negligence of the hotel by having that freezer on, by not having security in certain areas, the negligence of not making sure that she got to her daughter right away, or that they looked at those cameras and things right away. There's a lot of reasons that she's suing them, but it's all based off an accidental death. So if y'all are trying to say that she was murdered, a murder is not an accident. A murder is deliberate. So if y'all trying to make it seem as if that, now that's their part of their defense against her and with this lawsuit. So y'all not helping at all. A lot of people want her to be vindicated and paid because she should be. She should be able to sue. She should be. Absolutely. She should be able to say something. She should be able to sue. She should, because there could have been other things done. I don't know necessarily if it would have saved Kenneka's life. For the simple fact is that I think that when Kenneka, if she walked into the freezer, is if the camera is making us feel, then I don't feel that she was in that freezer long. I don't think she lived long. You know, I would say between a 20 to 30 minute span, something like that. I don't think she was in there for a very long time. You know, so I don't know. I mean, especially if they didn't find her 17 hours later, who knows exactly how long, you know, it was before she actually passed away. You know, so but there could have been a lot of things done to help. I mean, why would it take you 2 days? Because they didn't say it took him, you know, days to look over the footage. You know, so I mean, it's just other things that they could have did. So she is valid in suing. I feel she's just in the lawsuit. But with people going around saying the shit that they're saying about her, that doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't. Now, there's other YouTubers that are going around as of recently that are saying that this woman, if you can tell in this picture right here, if you look at Miss Teresa's breast area, she's a survivor of breast cancer, and she has had mastectomy done on her breast. Now, there are women that are going around alleging that she's like misappropriated funds and, you know, done certain things and like got her breasts done, augmented, you know, and things like that. And I just find the shit that people say just disgusting. I mean, especially if you're not going to consider what you're saying. And as a woman, like to another woman that has went through breast cancer, why would you say anything about that anyway? Having breasts is one of the most things that makes a woman feel, you know, feminine, like a woman. You know, the vagina and the breast, you know, like, I mean, those are really important things. And for another woman to say like, oh, you're trying to profit and look at her, she done got titties done, you know, all of this. I'm not gonna target this YouTuber, but still at the same time, it's like, I don't appreciate it. I think that was very gross of you as a fellow Black woman to try to down or ridicule basically a woman for, even if she did, which I'm not saying she did, because from what I see, she didn't. But they're trying to make it seem like, or she's trying to make it seem like, I said, that Teresa got like her breast augmented. Even if she did, which from what I can tell, I'm gonna show you, she didn't from what I can tell. But even if she did, it's like, why wouldn't you want her to feel like a woman? You know, getting a mastectomy is a very hard thing for women, you know, to have to remove their breast. Most women want they fucking titties. Okay? Now there's some out there that don't, and that's fine. But for the ones that do, imagine how not just physically painful, but how mentally painful it is to no longer have fucking breast. And you want to disrespect, girl? Ugh. Gross. So hold up, y'all. So this is yeah, I agree. I agree. But what they're trying to say is that she got breast implants, that she got them augmented again, because that's still a augmentation as well. So they're trying to say that she got another breast augmentation after the mastectomy to get breast implants to give her boobs again. Like, even if she did, what's wrong with that? In most cases, it's hard to rebuild the breast. So what a lot of women that get mastectomies, that's not necessarily an option. With some, I feel that it may have been, or they got all type of new stuff that they do, but still at the same time, like, I don't understand why a person would think that that's something to make fun of or to ridicule. Like that's like, there's that doctor on Married to Medicine, Dr. Jackie. She had a mastectomy and whatnot due to, breast cancer and things like that. So if she was to get boobs again, like if she was to get her breast augmented to get implants, what would be wrong with that? Like, great. Good for you. Anything you need to do to feel secure within your own body. Like, absolutely. I would be all for it. I would be all for it. But let's get into her. This is her this year in June. And it just seems like, she just, I just feel really bad for her. I just feel that things just keep getting worse. And a lot of people saying that her behavior is unusual because she's apologizing. So people were trying to make it seem as if she was apologizing for using money inappropriately and things like that. No, I think what she's apologizing about is that she's about to come to some type of settlement, like with Crown Plaza or something in that regard. And I think people maybe wanted her to fight a little harder. I don't know. I think it's something like that. But I just don't feel like it's about what people are trying to insinuate. But let's get into this video.
I just want to thank everybody that had the love within themselves to see that we needed help. And it's so amazing of how many people that truly released the hate that was, if it had ever been, within. I am not biased. I promise you, I love everybody. It was told to me a long time ago that I love too hard. I used to think it was a sin for loving too hard. I used to pray to God and ask him because I thought I was doing wrong to God. Please don't let me love too hard. Please don't let me love too hard. But guess what? I thank God that I'm going to keep on continuously loving so hard. Because it's not only me in this world that loves so hard. When you love so hard, keep on being you. Guess what? People going to always have their opinions of who you is and what we is. I'm coming to you, look. Nothing. I am who I am. I am who I am. I have true love. Don't y'all think for 1 second that things don't hurt me? It does. It does. If I have offended anybody, I'm going to forever ask you for your forgiveness because I'm sorry. I'm human. I'm human. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but understand I'm human. I pray each and every day for me to be more like Jesus, to be able to accept that all that he been through. That takes something powerful. But I'm telling y'all, it's so beautiful. When I made a post the other day and I said I cry each and every day, y'all know my tears that I shed now, it used to be tears of sorrow. Yeah, I did. I'm not going to lie. I did used to believe that it wasn't no hope. But for me to know, I never knew it was this much love out here for us. That not only have love for us, that has recognized what we have been through. It took, they said the words of wisdom come from the mouth of a baby. A baby. And I'm hearing this baby talk and understand. I almost caught the Holy Ghost. If y'all don't believe that, I'm sorry. But I love y'all. Take me for who I am. I ain't trying to be nobody else. I'm not trying to be nobody else. Within life, only thing promised us is two things in this world promised us. If we live, and that's death. Within my lifetime, I have seen people lose loved ones. Loved ones. And they lost their faith within God. And I couldn't understand that. I couldn't. I'm sorry. And I always wanted to be an example. Never in a million years did I think I would have thought that it would took my child for me to become an example. Things happen in life. They tells us that for those who believe, I want you to hear me. God gave his only begotten son, and that was Jesus. I'm like, he went through all that. He had all his power. Me as you felt that. But what made me realize that even though through it all, love conquered it. If it wasn't so, he wouldn't have told us. If it wasn't so, you wouldn't be on here looking at me, and I wouldn't be on here looking at y'all. I'm sorry I can't be what y'all want me to be. I'm sorry I can't be what nobody want me to be. But I just want to thank everybody that's out there. I pray to God that so many people see this that was out there that's standing in the midst. I thank y'all for y'all love that y'all showing. Y'all producing, because guess what? Us black people, we know if we go out there, strange things might happen to us, whether we peaceful or not. But y'all stood up. Y'all used certain things that this world allowed y'all to have to help us. And guess what? It ain't just start happening. It's been happening before time. It's been happening before time. Because we wasn't able to do nothing. Good to be so angry and all that. It's good to go do whatever y'all want to do. But trust and believe. God wants us to recognize that he is God all by himself. And through it all, until we recognize this, man will be this at destruction of themselves. Patience. God hears us. Think about that poem, Footprints in the Sand, to whoever made it. That's powerful. When we feel like we all alone, guess what? Somebody that love us. Somebody love us. And guess what? If I have offended anybody from what I post, no, I'm just trying to show y'all. And it's throughout my lifetime. And that's why when it came for me to go up to that place to look for my daughter, I knew I couldn't be so. If I would have said boo too hard, I would have got arrested. And if I would have got arrested, I wouldn't have been able to know as much as the little bit that I know right now that I know. But one thing I have done with my children, I have gave them nothing but love. I protect them from this cruel world. They knew that they was African Americans. But I tried everything within me, not the sugarcoat the hate that this world got for us. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend nobody. And if I'm making somebody mad for telling y'all I'm sorry, I can't help who I am. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but I want to prove to y'all this ain't just happened. It's been going on. Everything within me, not the sugarcoat the hate that this world got for us. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend nobody. And if I'm making somebody mad for telling y'all I'm sorry, I can't help who I am. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but I want to prove to y'all this ain't just happened. It's been going on. And even when we go look for jobs, we're being discriminated against. We're being discriminated against. We need help. Us, them young folks that was out there like I said, I was the oldest thing out there. When we shown hate all our lives, thank God for the anointings and the pointers that he has blessed over me. To look beyond all this hatred and see that a person needs prayer. I'm not looking for no war with nobody, but I just want everybody to know. I ain't trying to sugarcoat for nobody, but I just want y'all to know. If I ain't been through the storm, I can never testify and be a witness of the things that's going on. But I have been there for the ones that know me. If you ain't know me, it's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry I can't pretend. I can't be nobody else. I can't be what people expect for us of my color to be. Look through history. Yeah. Yeah, we tore down, we burnt up with this. I'm not judging y'all. But I'm just saying, I dare y'all to send out love instead of hate. Sometimes we gotta sacrifice our own happiness, and I ain't telling y'all nothing that I have and do not do to make somebody else happy. Guess what? I do it. I have done it. Don't be selfish. I love y'all. And I thank everybody. This love is amazing. My tears of sorrow turned into tears of joy because as I look and I see each and every day how much love that we have, I want y'all to acknowledge, like, look, this is what we facing. This is. Well, y'all, that was the conclusion of what Teresa had to say, y'all.
So I feel like there was nobody better to say that than, Miss Teresa herself. So that's where I'm gonna leave part 3. Shout out to all of y'all for going on this journey with me. If y'all hear anything that I don't know, or if y'all hear anything on this story, if there's any updates that you want me to talk about or look into, definitely let me know. Hit me up, SeanDavieWay, IG, Facebook, Twitter, like everything is all on SeanDavieWay. Just let me know. Shout out to the Martin family and Jenkins family. We love y'all. Love you, Teresa. More love, more power to you. Keep, doing your thing. Just keep living, taking it day by day like you've been doing. Nobody's perfect. And I can only imagine, like I literally could, I can only imagine. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know if I was, how I would handle it. I just appreciate how you've done it. You haven't been, jumping out at people, cursing people out and things like that. You've been just trying to keep your faith with the Lord, love on the kids you still have. And, and I appreciate that in you. You kept going. It's a lot of situations when people, that don't make it through, and you made it through, it's a process, it's a day-to-day thing. So, shout out to you, and we love you, and we keep you in our thoughts. We keep you in our prayers, and yeah, just shout out to you. And it's very unfortunate that, not only did she lose a child, but she still has to deal with all of this stuff on a day-to-day basis. And I think a lot of people don't pay attention to that. So it was never my idea to do the life after Kenneka and do a story on her and base it off of allegations or things that I think happened to her. I don't think that that's the point. I think the point is that we're not going to get her back no matter what. And there are people that are still literally dealing with this every single day. And I think that that needs to be acknowledged. So to all of the people except Monifa, but everybody else, and Maya, except Monifa and Maya, no sympathy, empathy, nothing. But for everybody else, Teresa, her other children, her family, cousins, brothers, mothers, aunts, the friends, Bree, and her family, and just everybody, we love you. We love all of you, and we're thinking of you, and we keep y'all in our prayers. We know that this is an everyday battle for y'all, and more power and more respect to you on your journey. So that was part 3. Oh my goodness, I hope y'all enjoyed it because I did a lot. This was a lot of work without putting conspiracies and stuff in it. This was hard. So I hope y'all appreciate it. So yeah, so love you, Kenneka. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Kenneka. We love you, girl. Yeah, so and shout out to Chicago. Shout out to the whole Chicago. I know this really affected people. So especially in that area. So shout out to Chicago. Everybody in Chicago. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. So yes, I'm about to go over the station here because there's some stuff that I need to address. And I don't want to mess up this video by talking about it. But I'm definitely about to go in. So I see everything, I hear everything, and I've been hearing a lot of stuff. So we're about to go over the station here right now. The link is in the chat. Come on over. It's about to go down. So yeah. So oh my God. So yeah, meet us over the station head. Oh my God, I love you guys. And make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah. Bye.